Hello, agents. Josh Reef here from Plus One LA. Thrilled to kick off another impactful mastermind session with you. Today, we're diving into a topic that might make some people uneasy, but it's essential for personal growth. You ready? It's called daily minimum standards. I'm here to break down what sets the superstars at Plus One LA apart. And it's not just about hitting those big numbers, guys. But before we dig in, let's clarify what makes a superstar at Plus One LA. It's not a one-size-fits-all definition. It's about individually successfully achieving their unique goals, whether it's selling 100 houses a year or hitting personal milestones. Success is just subjective, and that's our mantra. But guys, in some real estate circles, there's this unwritten rule that selling 100 houses a year is like the benchmark or something. But at Plus One LA, we understand the power of setting your own goals. Daily minimum standards aren't about conforming to external pressures. They're about aligning with your ambitions, steering clear of unnecessary stress, and fostering a healthy approach to success. So grab your notebooks and let's explore how to set standards that truly resonate with your goals. Are you ready for this journey? All right, let's go. Now let's consider a scenario where I, as an agent, express the desire to sell 100 houses a year. However, the key is understanding the motivation behind such a goal. If the goal of selling a substantial number of homes is rooted in other objectives such as acquiring investment properties and achieving financial independence, that goal suddenly makes more sense. So going back to the example of an agent aiming for 100 houses a year, when asked why, if the response is merely ego-driven, it lacks clarity. On the other hand, if the agent outlines a strategic plan involving property acquisition and mortgage payoff, you can bet they're more likely to accomplish that goal. That's the level of thinking I aim to explore in this discussion. How to infuse your goals with purpose and intensity. Are you guys with me? But before I dive into the first point, let's all acknowledge the power of momentum. Reflect on the last time that you experienced it. The flurry of deals, successful lead follow-ups, referrals pouring in, and an overall positive feeling. Now, consider, some haven't felt this momentum in their real estate careers for years. It's true, and some may even believe that momentum is no longer achievable in the market, which is simply false. Take a moment to recall the last time you felt that surge of momentum. Now, let's break it down even further. Imagine you're just starting to run today. There are distinct phases, guys, to the process. So if you're jotting down notes on the phases of momentum, remember, you can't skip stages. First up, you have the formulation stage, where you're deciding what is important to you. You're actually thinking about that. Formulation is putting together the plan. Then you have concentration, which is working the plan. And sometimes you've got to stay in concentration for a fairly long time, but then you reach momentum. And after momentum is breakthrough. So you've got formulation, concentration, momentum, and breakthrough. Picture the agent forming their 90-day action plan. So they started forming the plan yesterday. That's formulation. So they're at the stage saying, well, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I've enrolled myself in my plan. I am motivated. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the potentiality of actually following in this plan. Now, that is the first phase. It's called formulation. You formed your plan. Now, the next phase that comes after that, it's important you guys understand this because I'm going to tell you where I see a lot of agents falling down. And I'm also going to point out the reason that there are superstars out there, and plenty of them out there, guys, thousands of them in this industry. And I'm going to show you specifically what they do differently, but you have to understand the four phases first. So formulation is when you're forming your plan. Deciding what it is you're going to do. Yeah, you've decided to pursue more education. You recognize that you're going to polish your real estate sales skills. Maybe some of you are saying, well, you know what? This sounds good enough. I'm going to try it. It doesn't matter what level of initial commitment you have, you've made the decision. But what matters most is what comes next, and that's concentration. This is the hard part for some people. You see, concentration is actually doing the plan. And I'm talking about every single day with intensity. Now, of course, you're going to have some days that are more intense than others. But the next stage, this concentration phase, this is where you're going to work on momentum. You're trying to get to momentum, but you've got to do the work, right? And this is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Well, the problem with concentration is that you don't get a reward oftentimes. That's the hard part, right? That's where work, it sometimes pays off. Yeah. Work, no payoff. Work. Oh my God, why am I doing this? Work. This doesn't even make any sense. I could be out playing Farmville on Facebook, right? Lots of work, not necessarily immediate results. Work. Nobody's acknowledging me. Work. Nobody's even saying I'm doing a good job. More work. And all my other realtors in my office are saying, well, why the heck are you wasting your time with that? Why don't you just go and do an open house? You're constantly challenged internally and externally as far as why you're on the right path. In the formulation stage, guys, that's just coming up with the idea. In concentration stage, that's where you actually have to implement the idea. All right, folks, moving on. Let's talk about some of the superstars out there. They're like pros at automating everything. Picture this: leads flowing in, even when you're out on appointments. Now, here's the kicker: some agents lacking the listing mojo hesitate because their subconscious goes, can I handle all these listings? It's a classic overthink, don't you think? But let me spill the beans. When you hit that sweet spot of momentum, everything gets easier, not harder. It's like flying a jet. And I've got a hilarious example analogy for you guys. Picture me as the pilot. Loading the plane, that's the formulation stage. Deciding where I'm flying, checking the plane. You get it, right? Now concentration kicks in. Full throttle, taking off the runway. Creaky noises, nervous excitement. That's when it's intense, like your first coffee of the day. Once I'm cruising in the air, I throttle back. Quieter, smoother. That's momentum. But here's the comedy twist. Imagine if I, as a pilot, suddenly decided, flying is hard today. Let's pull back the throttle. Chaos, don't you think? Agents do that too. Getting uncomfortable in concentration equals letting off the gas. And bam! Back to square one. Full plane, full throttle, no throttle, up, down. Sounds like a bumpy ride, doesn't it? Your real estate career doesn't need this roller coaster. Remember the stages of momentum and go for that smooth takeoff. All right, now imagine your real estate journey is like a pilot's crazy up and down ride. At the end of every runway, there's a wall, there's a lake, or some trees. That is your motivation. So, if you're that pilot constantly toggling between full power and no power, your plane's gonna crash and listen. Nobody wants that. Now, when you're at cruising altitude, it's like the breakthrough moment. Less fuel. Dinner time. Movie night, the chill vibes. And guess what? That is your listing inventory. Guys, starting something new is cool, but being motivated is awesome. But here's the kicker: the real challenge is the concentration phase. Break through that. Clear the runway, hit cruising altitude, but here's the deal. You got to keep that throttle down consistently. If not, your success plane crashes, and who wants that drama? So, where you put your mind and energy every day matters. That's the secret sauce. These first 3 months of the year are gold. Work now and keep that throttle down. That's the name of the game, my friends. Hey, let's get real and take off the gloves real quick, okay? Some of us are carrying around this unnecessary guilt for wanting stuff, and guess what? I'm giving you a big, bold permission slip to want whatever your heart desires. Stuff is not the enemy. It's actually fun to have, but use stuff as motivation. Now, if you're feeling a motivation slump, set a goal, big or small. Whether it's a new camera lens, a new set of golf clubs, a vacation cruise, or paying off a credit card. That's where it all begins. Now, I want to get to point number one, which is debunking the myth of balance. Seriously, who's got everything in perfect harmony all the time? Balance is like chasing a unicorn. It sounds great, but does it really exist? Let's be real and focus on what really matters to us. Sure, it's okay to aim for better balance, but let's face it, something will always be a bit off kilter. And that's perfectly normal. You need to ditch the idea that achieving balance means neglecting other areas of your life. If someone's super fit, for example, training for a triathlon or aiming for the Olympiad, you can bet they're probably letting other parts of their life slide. So here's the deal: embrace the fact that you might be a bit out of balance when you're laser focused on a specific goal, especially building your business. Whether it's the first quarter, second quarter, or whenever you're listening, a 90-day massive action plan works wonders. The key is to communicate with your loved ones. Let them know you'll be diving into this goal head first. It's okay. It's only natural, but just keep everyone in the loop. Surprisingly, when you're in the groove taking massive action, you might actually feel more in Balance. It's the momentum effect. Knowing you're meeting your financial goals and seeing results makes everything else fall into place. So, agents, let's embrace the unbalanced ride and focus on propelling ourselves forward. So, critical point number two is that superstars take their schedule very seriously, aligning it with dollar productive activities in real estate, prospecting, lead follow up, pre qualifying, presenting, negotiating, and closing. It's about creating momentum and sticking to the phases of momentum. The key is not losing sight of the actions that got you there in the first place. So this ties into critical point number three, which is that superstars embrace the repetition of dollar productive activities. They don't let occasional boredom deter them. They understand the crucial truth that repetitious boredom pays off, but only when you reach momentum. Consistency is the name of the game. Do the things you don't want to do when you don't want to do them at the highest level consistently. This commitment leads to experiences in life that others miss out on because they aren't willing to put in the same effort. So, for those who have been taking a shortcut or feeling complacent, it's time to acknowledge that the need to work hard, learn, and commit to the journey. It's about staying in concentration phase until you achieve momentum, unlocking life beyond your wildest dreams. You need to really concentrate. Follow your 90-day action plan. I'm not leaving anything to chance, guys. Agents, if you are feeling burned out, hopefully because you're doing a lot of the right things with your intensity. Exactly. And you're starting to build momentum. You're feeling burned out for the same reason if you started going to the gym today for the first month or so. But if you're like me, for the first year or so, your muscles are going to hurt after you work out. It's because you're creating new neural pathways, because you're building strength. You're building the ability to build. Frankly, a big business faster. Do not quit just because you're feeling burned out. Do not quit just because you're feeling a little sore. Do not quit just because it's harder than you thought. That's how it's supposed to be, okay? That's momentum. That's how it is, guys. That's the reason that so few people are successful, because it's harder than you think. All right, agents, let's get laser focused on the next critical point of daily minimum standards, which is critical point number 4. Real estate superstars swear by having a lead generation wheel, a concept at the core of Plus One LA. So visualize an old-fashioned wagon wheel or dubs on a Range Rover, whichever suits your fancy. The more spokes, the stronger it is. Why? Because more spokes means more reinforcement. More structural strength is the ability to handle more load. You got it? Spokes in the wheel equals streams of income. Now picture this, a rockstar agent pushing 50 to 100 houses a year, a beast at calling FISBOs and expireds, but disaster hit, she lost her voice for nearly a year. With only one spoke in her wheel, her income nosedived. Lesson learned here, relying on a single spoke is risky. Some still believe in a silver bullet, that one magical lead generator truth. It's junk, it's garbage. Top agents, the pros, have diverse spokes. REOs, BPOs, centers of influences, working with developers, direct mailers, calling expireds, FISBOs, probates, short sales. Some even have bus stop benches, even radio, even TV. In the last 12 months, those with multiple spokes not only survived but thrived. The nugget? Don't be a one spoke wonder. Embrace diversity in your lead generation. Your success hinges on it. So let's roll with our strong wheel. Because critical point number 5, guys, is I want to talk about the ebb and flow of life. Life has seasons just like nature. Embrace versatility. Don't plant your feet in one spot. If you say, well, I'm only an over the phone prospector, you are setting yourself up for failure. Be adaptable. I don't work with buyers. It's a huge mistake, you guys. Buyers are a spoke, a vital part. Without them, your listings won't sell. The key is having multiple spokes to strengthen your business. But here's the secret. Don't create a new spoke until the existing one is consistently producing results. Remember the 4 phases of momentum? Building spokes is not a quick fix. If you're calling asset managers, polish that spoke until you get results. How are you saying it? When are you calling? What are you asking for? Build a relationship. Every spoke follows the phases of momentum, and not all spokes are identical. Some of you excel with past clients, your main spoke. polish it, get predictable results, and then move on to the next spoke. But remember, guys, don't abandon the old spoke. 2 rules: polish spoke before moving on, and don't abandon the old spoke. I see this with REO agents. Past clients forgotten. In your wagon wheel, if you hit a rock in the road like a market change, having multiple polished spokes will keep your wagon from wrecking. It's okay if you're rebuilding spokes. That's why we're listening to this today. Now I want to talk about point number 6, which is real estate superstars are masters of scripts and systems. Every aspect of their day is meticulously designed to achieve their goals, and they consistently follow through. Success stems from repetition. Doing the same things aligned with your goals. Now, the burning question: are your schedule and scripts in sync with your aspirations? Do you craft meaningful messages before calling leads, or do you just wing it? Now, let's get real for just a second here, guys. Many of you resonate with these truths, yet there's still resistance. Why? Why the half-hearted attempts? Why do you sabotage your success? Why do you railroad yourself? It's time for honesty. If your life isn't aligning with your dreams, if you lack financial balance, if you're not living your envisioned life, you're not giving yourself a fair shot. You're not staying in the concentration phase of momentum, not putting in the work. Why? You have inexplicably chosen to fail. Consider the difference between you and true superstars. They share their success openly, step by step, yet why aren't you implementing it? Ego, perhaps, saying, well, I must find my own unique way. Remember the wheel analogy. Success often involves implementing existing ideas, occasionally making them better. Now, I want to grind on point number 7 because superstars never wing it. Embrace scripts and systems. Your success is a repeatable process, not an improvisational act. Agents, let's cut to the chase. Real talk. A smart person learns from their mistakes. A brilliant one learns from others. Don't overcomplicate things, guys. Follow the path of superstars. Don't reinvent the wheel. Keep moving forward, throttle down. Don't be the pilot restarting the engine. Overthinking is the enemy. More opportunities, less overthinking. Now, a key question: what's your business product? It's not just great service or helping people, it's income for you. Understand this now. Service, marketing, assistance, they're all crucial, but the bottom line, it's profit. Don't shy away from it. Quantify your success. Good day, everyone. This is Josh Reef here from Plus One LA, and I'm thrilled to wrap up our session today with a powerful question. Why are you in this business? Put it in the comment section below. Now let's bust the myth of being your own boss. Even running a multi-million-dollar business, I'm not my own boss. You have bosses, clients, shareholders, asset managers. Successful people thrive on discipline and accountability. Lack of a boss? That might be why some aren't hitting their full potential. You ever think of that? All right, superstar agents, let's get real about why you're in business. It's about freedom, right? Freedom from a crazy boss, financial worries, freedom and limitations on your earning potential. But here's the deal. The key to quantifying that freedom is through profit. Remember, your product is not just cash, it's profit. And it's the pathway to liberation. You have the power to choose a different path. Don't settle for diminished expectations. It's a choice. Make the next few years the period where you set the stage for retirement that's not just a dream, but a reality. Raise your hand when someone asks, who retired from real estate? And then you can say, I did. I'm free. That, my friends, is the ultimate goal for any business owner, which is freedom. All right, superstar agents, let's cut the excuses and the diminished expectations talk. Those days are over. You've got the talent, the smarts, and the support. There's no room for giving up or settling. I don't expect less from you, so why expect less from yourself? Some are having their best year ever because they embrace what I shared today. Your business plan is your game plan. Formulate it, post it, dive into concentration. This isn't a skip the steps situation. It's your market. It's your opportunity. Need to be in the right place at the right time? That's just an excuse. It's action time, guys. Now is your chance to stand out, be the problem-solving guru, and watch profit follow. Think outside the box. Challenge yourself today. And your value, your business based on profit, The golden rule is that profit comes when you're helping people at the highest level. Starting with point number one, you have to craft that business plan, that formulation. You focus on motivated sellers and follow today's tips to shine in the next 90 days. Be a superstar. Decide, plan, and work through the tough parts. It's on you to turn things around. And of course, if you need anything, you can feel free to reach out to me. This is Josh Reef from Plus One LA. You can visit me at plus1realestate.com. Cheers and all the best.